Hi, I'm Becca, and today I'm going to show you how you would allow your participants to replay a movie in PsychoPy. So let's use this as our movie stimulus. Okay, great. So I have saved that movie here in a new folder, and I also actually made a second movie because I realised most experiments are going to present more than one movie. You'll most likely have a movie per trial or something. So I'm going to take both of my movies and I'm just going to pop them in a subfolder here that I've called movies. And what I've already done is I have made myself an Excel spreadsheet that just lists the movies that I'm going to present. So for anyone familiar with PsychoPy, this is your conditions list. For anyone that is not familiar with PsychoPy, this is essentially me just detailing what stimuli I'm going to have available for each trial. So each row here is a new trial. Okay, so now I've got my movies and I've got my movie list. Let's make an experiment. So I am going to just open up PsychoPy Builder. I'm just going to save this to that location. So where have I got my movies saved? I've got them in a subfolder on my desktop, so I'll just go there and I'm just going to call this movie replay. Okay, lovely. So obviously we'll probably have much more going on for a full experiment, but here I have a routine that's just called trial, and I'm just going to make up what would be the basic content of that trial. So I would most likely have a movie stimulus, and I could either have a single movie, but I've already shown here, that we're going to work through a list of movies, and that list is here, and the header here is called this movie. So that's going to be what I give to PsychoPy inside my experiment. So I'm going to say $this movie. Oops. And I'm going to make sure that I set that to update on every repeat. That just means this is a path to a movie file, but it's going to change trial by trial. And I'm going to, in a moment, add a loop around this trial, and that just means that this parameter will change on each repeat of that loop. Okay, so I'm going to say I want each movie to present for about 3 seconds. If I wanted it to present for the full movie's duration, I'd probably just leave this field here blank. But I'm just going to say 3 seconds for now. Lovely stuff. Okay, now I'm just going to insert a loop around here, and what I'm going to feed into my conditions file is going to be that movie list, that Excel spreadsheet. Now I'll just say I want to repeat this once, and each repeat of this loop does correspond to a new trial, and I want to work through those stimuli in a random order. So I'll just click OK, and I will just check that that works. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to present this in my other screen so that you can see what I see. Lovely, and I'll just press run, and hopefully we'll see some movies in a minute. Okay, so here we go. Will I see things? Oh, realised I needed a very big me. Hi, I'm Becca, and today I am going to, so it did present things. So what I want here is, before just going from one movie to the next, I want to allow the participant the chance to repeat that movie if they want to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to insert a routine, and I'm going to call it ask replay, because we're asking the participant, do they want to replay that that movie? So I'm just going to click on that new routine here, and I'm going to say, do you want to replay the movie? Press Y for yes, press N for no. And I'm just going to present this on screen for an infinite amount of time, and I'm just going to change the font and the text size there. Lovely, and then I just need a keyboard to allow the participant the chance to respond. I'm going to call this here replay resp. Okay, now I'm using a keyboard response, but we could do the same thing for a mouse response. what I'm going to do is I'm going to now add a code component, and at the end of this routine, the reason I'm going to add some code to the end of the routine is just because I want to check, did my participant press the Y or the N key? And I am not going to know that at the beginning of the routine, and I'm not going to know it until a response has been made. So it's most reasonable for me to execute this piece of code I'm going to use at the end of my ask replay routine. Okay, so let me zoom in there. And I'm just going to say here, if replay resp.keys equals y or equals n, replay loop, now this is a loop I haven't yet added in, but I will show you how we'll add that in a minute, dot finished equals true. Okay, so I'm saying if my participant responded, wait, what was it? Press Y to replay. Yes, press Y to replay. Then we're going to allow them to replay. If they pressed N, saying I don't want to replay, then we're going to say this loop we're about to add in will be finished. The replay loop will be finished. So we need to add in that replay loop. So I'm just going to say OK. I'm going to insert a loop. And I'm just going to add that on the inside of my trials loop. It's really important here that I call that replay loop because that's just what I've used in my code component. I am going to deselect isTrials, and this loop here, the number of times we repeat this, essentially just corresponds to the maximum number of times you could allow your participant to replay that movie. Okay, so I'm just going to say something really big. I'm going to say 100. And then I am just going to see, does this work? I will press run. And let's see. Okay. So I'm seeing
Realised I needed 2 movies.
Luckily, you can't hear that as well. Do you want to replay the movie? I'm going to say yes.
Realised I needed 2 movies, so...
And again.
Realised I needed 2 movies, so...
And now I'm going to say no. So hopefully this will move on to the other movie.
Hi, I'm Becca, and today I'm going to...
I know that you can't hear that, but that is the other movie. So there you go. There's the very basics of how you allow your participants to replay a movie in PsychoPy. Now, this was a super simple demo, just using keyboard responses. But if you wanted, you could get a bit more creative. Maybe you could make a little button that said that had replay and use a mouse component. If anyone wants that, I can always do that in a different tutorial. But for now, hopefully this gives you a feel of how you could get started using movies and how you could add a replay loop relatively simply. So thank you very much, and I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in other PsychoPy tutorials.